Hello and welcome back, everybody. We got the MLB DFS slate breakdown for September 11th. We got a nice little MLB slate tonight. We are going to dive into it. As always, we will start with the perfect lineups and the winning lineups from yesterday. Then we will dive into some pitchers to consider, some high-owned guys, the pivot guys, and then we'll get over to stacks. Before we get into it, come join us at LineStar. $39.99 per month gets you access to all we do, the props, the DFS. You get it all for one low price. We also do have a free trial. We got Thursday night football here, so come give us a try. If you've never tried us out before, use the tools. Let us help you for your prop bets, your DFS, all that kind of good stuff. Now, let's dig into it. And starting with the FanDuel perfect lineup, we got Blake Snell, 9,100. The man went nuts. He had, 11? Yeah, 11 Ks, no earned runs, only 2 hits. He went 6 innings. He was efficient enough, and he got it done. Then, hitting-wise, 2-man Philly stack and all one-offs. Good old Mookie Betts put up 44 last night. Just had a huge game. Had a grand slam at the end to really put an exclamation point on that Dodgers win. 34.6 was the salary used, and 334.9 was that perfect lineup score, with the winning lineup going to Junior 72. They won 10K on FanDuel. Congrats to them. They had my man Pavetta, who unfortunately did not get the win for the Padres. The Padres lost 2-1, but he went 7 innings, had 8 Ks, had himself a day. And then we had a 2-man Dodger stack and all one-offs outside of that. You don't see that situation happen all that much. Congrats to Junior. Let's dig into the DraftKings. We had Abbott. We had Blake Snell. Abbott was a guy that I liked yesterday. I've talked about it. This Padres team just has not been good versus lefties lately, and it showed once again. Then we had a 2-man Cardinal stack, 2-man Rays, 2-man Dodgers to round it out on DK. Just $200 shy of that full salary, and 234.9 was the perfect lineup score, with the winning lineup going to Hishboo, who had 194.85. They won by 3 over Utica. Had Snell, had Pavetta, so super chalky matchup there, but got way different with hitting. 5-man Detroit stack, which everybody was under 5% owned. And then we had a one-off of Betts, one-off Clement, one-off of Horner. Congrats to Hishboo. You got it done. Now, let's go dig into today's lineups, if we will, and see what we can drag up here. So, on FanDuel, we do have a 5-game slate. Then on DraftKings, it is a 6-game slate because they added this first game, 3:40 Pacific time game. So make sure if you are on DraftKings that you are aware. Hey, Josh, thanks for showing up. Appreciate you always showing up and commenting. It goes a long way. Please, guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. It helps our platform a ton and allow us to do more shows for free. Now, let's get into the pitchers here. So, highest owned pitcher on the slate, Jesus Luzardo, 9,500, 4.5-star alert score. He's going against the Mets, who have been solid versus lefties, but Luzardo has also been very good versus the Mets. So we got a little bit of a yin versus yang here. Luzardo has been very up and down versus the Mets. He has one good start versus them, one bad good start, pretty much for the last few years. Luzardo's been dealing. I'm absolutely fine going to him. 3.38 PIP over his last 20, 28% K rate. But over the last 5, down to 2.72 with a 34% K rate. Well, 33.9, close enough there. And not walking too many batters. He's allowing a lot of fly balls, but very little hard contact. a ton of soft contact. I'm fine going to Luzardo in this spot. I don't love facing the Mets, but we kind of have a funky pitching slate here, and I think Luzardo is one of the main guys that we should be going to. Next, we got Ryan Weathers, 7,700, 26% owned versus the Washington Nationals. This is a DK play, only 4.27 FIP over his last 20, 4.55 over his last 5. K rate's right around 22%. He is, however, just working back from the IL. He hasn't pitched in the MLB since June 7th. So he also only made it up to 68 pitches in his final rehab start. Likelihood of him going even his 80 pitches, which is his last 5 average, is probably doubtful. I would say most likely scenario is he's mid 70s, and 7,700 for a guy that doesn't have that big of a K rate is a lot when you're also talking about the fact that he's limited. Now, the splits are great. Washington has not been good versus lefties, so there is some reasons to play him, but I do think he may be going a little over-owned at 7,700. Next, we got Bryce Miller, 6.6K versus the Angels. 4.58 FIP over his last 20, 6.87 over the last 5. His K rate over this last 5 have been super, super low, and he's allowing a ton of barrel balls and a ton of hard contact. That is not a good recipe for versus an Angels team who has an ISO of 182 over the last 20 and 181 over the last 150 games. While they strike out a lot, they hit the ball hard and they hit it in the air. There's absolutely a chance that Bryce is giving up a home run or 2 tonight. 6,600 doesn't mean, you can't play him, but I don't love the matchup. I don't mind if he gets into a few lineups, but I'm not going hard at him. Randy Vasquez, another one I'm not going hard at. He seems to get out of jams, but I don't know how he's doing it. He's just not that good of a pitcher. All right, let's get into some pivot action. Cam Schlittler, 8,500. I do think you need to consider at 4-star alert score. 2.07 FIP over his last 5, 31% K rate over that span. His bigger body of work here, I don't want to say 20 starts because he hasn't had that many, is 4.01 FIP and a 26% K rate. Look, he was a big-time prospect. He's showing it right now. I am fine having a little bit of him in this spot versus the Tigers. Also at home helps him a little bit. 27.7 combined K rate. He's a good enough pitcher, cheap enough that we need to consider him, even though it is versus a decent offense in the Tigers. McCade Brown. I think there's going to be a ton of ownership on the Padres today. Now, the Padres are very good versus righties. I don't like this spot. So far, what he's done in the MLB has been awful. But I got to bring up one aspect for you guys, and we also have it in our notes here. Look, he's a 25-year-old, 2.47 ERA, low whip, 105 strikeouts in 76 innings. Now, this is with low-level A-ball, or lower level minor league ball. So it's a big jump up for him to get into the MLB, and that is definitely showing. But there's also some talent here and some strikeout upside. So that is the one aspect I want to say. I do think the Padres are going to end up being super chalky, but there might be a little bit of a path for McCade. Don't mind Padre stacks also. I'm a homer at heart, but just want to throw that out. Gavin Williams, 9,300. Don't love it. Jose Soriano, I was huge on him yesterday, and I would have liked that spot much better than this one, but we still do have a 5-star alert score. He's been better away. Seattle's striking out a lot. Over the last 5, Soriano's K rate is up to 26%. It's just, it's a solid Seattle offense. They have done decently versus him in the past. 3 home runs and 89 plate attempts, 270 average, decent WOBA. The splits aren't great for him. I don't love Soriano, but there's at least upside in this matchup. And I'm fine playing a little bit at 8,200. Also don't mind some Mackenzie Gore. The Marlins haven't been good versus lefties, striking out a lot. We know Gore has big time upside, but he's been bad lately and giving up a lot of hard contact. 9 barrel balls in 42 batted is also a ton of barrel balls for that many batted balls. And then his K rate's all way down. He started the year very, very good, but has just fallen off totally. We do know there is the big time ceiling there. So I'm fine having some on such a bad pitching slate here. Let's get over to FanDuel. Check out our ownership over here. We got high owned being Miller. I would be off that, and I would be heavy on Luzardo and Schlittler over going Miller. Miller just doesn't have the upside to me. Rather just go to the upside at a little higher ownership here with Luzardo or Schlittler, even down to Soriano or David Peterson if you must. Now, let's get to some stacks before we can round this out and call it a quick show here. San Diego Padres coming in at the highest owned, only 100% owned on a 6-game slate. Isn't that much ownership. McBrown's been poor in his, or McCade Brown has been poor in his small sample size of pitching in the MLB, and the bullpen's bad. There's plenty of reasons to merit playing the Padres here. We got Phillies versus David Peterson. Now, David Peterson's been solid. 3.36 FIP over the last 20 and 2.61 over the last 5. The Mets bullpen is solid behind him. The Mets got pounced on yesterday by the Phillies. I tend to think that it's not going to happen 2 days in a row. I prefer the Mets side, but hey, anything can happen in one game. Now, highest projected, we got Padres and also Mets popping up a little bit, and then Yankees. I think Yankees are a little interesting. It is going to likely be a bullpen game for Detroit. Holton pitched yesterday. He's not going to go very far. He's going to do an inning and probably be done. So it's bullpen game here. Don't mind some Yankee bats in that situation. High value action. We got Angels versus Bryce Miller. I'm here for it. Angels can hit home runs. Bryce Miller can give up home runs. Makes sense to me. High ceiling. Mets versus Luzardo. High leverage. We got Yankees. Yankees, I think, are in a fun spot and probably going overlooked. Our highest team totals here, we got Padres at 5, Yankees at 4.7, Philly at 4.4, Seattle at 4.3, Miami at 4.1. I do think Miami and Washington are both kind of interesting, even though the splits versus lefties for either of them aren't great. But I do think there's still some upside there. Cleveland at 4, Detroit 3.8, 3.7 for the Angels. Colorado's way low. I don't mind to get some Colorado here at 3.5 either. I think there's so many ways we can go on this slate. There's really not any stacks that are head and shoulders above anybody else. Yankees are probably my favorite. Definitely do like the Padres, but I don't want to get too high on them if they're high owned in a very pitcher friendly park with a guy that has shown the ability in, minor league ball. All right, guys, that'll do it for us today. Quick one, but it is what it is. We got a small 6-game slate. We got NFL tonight. Reminder, the NFL props and DFS videos are both already out, and I'll be back in about 45 minutes or so with the props show for baseball for today. that'll do it. We'll see you in a bit. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Help us out. Come join us at LineStar. Talk to you guys later. Peace.